What's up, everybody? It's Hunter Newell, and today we're going to be working on an 89 f-250. This one has the 351 Windsor, but it doesn't matter if you got the 5.0 or the 351 Windsor, 351 Cleveland. They're all going to be fairly similar in this aspect. We're going to be working on the intake Plenum, just getting it off so you can get at the injectors, because the injectors on this truck are underneath it, and the injector rail, to get it off at all, you have to take the thing off. So it's great fun, great engineering. Thank you, Ford, for making me do this. I already have the part off. It's actually right here beside me in the passenger seat, and I'm just going to be showing you like where the bolts are, the vacuum hoses, and the wiring. Online, I couldn't find really anything except like two forums that was basically two guys talking back and forth, and one was like, is this going to be easy to do? And the other guy's like, no, it's pretty hard to do. And then he texts, he writes back the next day, and he's just like, I did it, yeah, it was hard to do. Well, that was like super helpful. That tells me where the bolts are and what tools I'm going to need, so I'm going to give a better rundown than that. Okay, so you're going to need to take your air intake hoses off. It's just two hose clamps, flathead screwdriver, some wiggling, a little bit of prying. You're good to go. EGR valve has to come off. Looks like this, and the fitting that goes down to the exhaust manifold on this thing is like usually super rusted, so it takes lots of WD-40, lots of beating. There's an electrical harness on it, and then one vacuum line. They just pop off. Mark them if you can't remember where they're going to go, just so you know where to put them back to. You can number them or whatever. Okay, so after the air hose comes off, next thing you're going to do is you're going to detach your throttle cable and the little cable that goes with it. I have them hung over here, but they just pop off, and then I folded them over that way. Then you're going to take these vacuum lines loose, and just to get them out of the way, you don't have to take them all the way off. Like you can see, I just have them twined over so I can get to the bolts that were there. And what I did is I basically took them from those two fittings that were duct taped there. They're the ones with the, like that thread-on squeeze thing that's not a hose clamp. I don't know what it's called, but they're pretty easy to get off. You wiggle them free. Once that's free of that, you can tie something, a wire or whatever, and drag them over that way. I have them tied over to a vacuum pump of some sort, and just getting them out of the way so you can get at this. Then you're going to want to take off the throttle body. There's 4 bolts, a number of vacuum lines, mark them, and then you got some electrical connectors. I have one still hooked up because I just folded it out of the way. There's enough room here. I took some of the vacuum lines off, and I'm going to find them and putting this thing back together. Then you're going to need the EGR valve off, which I showed inside. And here's the hose going down, steel hose, I believe, going down to the exhaust manifold. Once you have all that free, you're good to get at the bolts that are on the intake Plenum itself. There's 6 of them. 2 in the back, 1 on the back left is incredibly hard. I set a socket on from this way, then went around back behind here with a ratchet and got on it that way. But if you can find an easier way, actually just tell me about it in the comments, because like I would love to know, because I got to put this thing back on. And then on the one on the right, that's real easy. This one on the right's real easy. There's one here, and it is different. It is a T40 Torx, and how I did that is I put a T40 Torx bit in on it with needle nose pliers, and then dropped this with a 6.5 millimeter socket, extension and adapter down to it. You can get, I heard there's like a part for doing that, but it's like $50, and this works, so why? Getting back to here, I think I already said the one on the right of that's real easy though, and then these 2 front ones are real easy. One's it's kind of a shaft, it's got a stud coming off of it, but it's real easy with a deep well socket to get off. These attached to that shaft on that one, I should also note that it has a clamp here that I took loose, and it just holds these hoses from being pulled over by that. So you got your throttle body off, you got your vacuum hoses off, you got your EGR valve off, and I mean the air hoses, throttle cable, all that. Then this thing actually just starts to pull right out, and you're going to notice as you're pulling, it's got a brace right here, and it goes straight in. It's pretty straightforward. You just drive that out of there with a, I think it's a 12 millimeter or a 1/2 inch. I can't remember. It's somewhere in there. And then as you're pulling, you're going to find it's got the crankcase ventilation system, and that just pops up out. You see I have it blocked off with duct tape back there. And then the thing should just slide directly out. I forgot to mention the hoses on top of it. Just mark them or not, they're all going to the same place. Just make sure they fit when you put them back, and you just pull those off with a pair of pliers, or you can use like a flathead screwdriver and pry them off. And that's it, guys. Alright, it's like raining pretty good out here, so I got the phone underneath the hood of the truck. If you like that, just hit the like button. Self-explanatory, pretty cool. Subscribe to me. I can always use more subscribers. If you got any questions on reinstallation, which I'll be doing here in a few days, I don't know if I'll make a video or not, but I'll know how to do it. Just hit me up either on the comments there, or my email will be linked afterwards. I get to represent a cool automotive company, and also people don't get to know that I have a man bun, so it's pretty cool.